Okay. Good evening, folks. Kent Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. It is October the 30th, 2025. Tomorrow night, Halloween for the heathen and Fall Festival. Come visit us at Dinosaur Adventureland. Tonight, open mic. Evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult, actually, in the history of the world. Prove me wrong. Call in. We're on a bunch of different channels. Let's see, Rumble, Facebook, TikTok. They keep growing. Please sign up for all of them. They're free, okay? Here we are tonight, the 30th. Tomorrow night, Harvest Festival. Got a lot of activities and games planned for all the staff here. Then we have next couple weeks later, Veterans Day. If you're a vet, come on in. We'll treat you like royalty here. Oh, Faithful 2 singing group here Monday night. Then Thanksgiving, come join us. Christmas will be your family if you don't have a family. Still looking for somebody coming from up near Chicago, coming this way. Even if you come halfway, if you're coming down from anywhere near Chicago, that's where the guy lives, and can bring this giant tortoise. Please do. Bring it partway, 3/4 of the way, whatever you can. Turbo fell in love with that rock as soon as we put it in his cage. He's nearsighted or desperate. Okay. Anyway, anybody coming from Dallas, please let me know. We got a bunch of stuff there in Dallas needs brought here. Donations for the ministry. Still need stuffed animals. We went through all that. Stuffed animals for Noah's Ark. Going to donate a pair of animals and get your name or your business name on that room where they stay. Not cage, room, okay? We'll do that. Because what are they, $25 a piece, some of these animals? Yeah, so if you want to donate $50, say, get a pair of animals for the Ark. We'll put your name or your loved one's name on their pen where we're going to keep them. Okay, there's the Ark progress. I don't have any updated ones. Sorry about that. It's been a busy day. Okay, Joseph, you had a question that's interesting. And I've got a whole bunch of them here. But let me get to make sure I got everything covered here for tonight. Been a busy day. Whew. There we go. Oh, if you want to help support our ministry, go to drdino.com. You can support us. Okay, there's my questions when we get to that point. You had an interesting one there, Joseph. What was yours about? Oh, Grand Canyon. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to get to the falling flat. We get so many questions. What do you think about the flat Earth? Kansas is flat. The rest of it's round. Okay. Danny Faulkner did a great book on falling flat, $28. Let's see, 384 pages. You want to really get all the go down deep, stay down long, come up dry? He's got it. We have a book about the Trail of Blood that is in our bookstore and on our shelf. We don't have it advertised yet. Bobby, you got? It's going to be what? You don't even know what it is, do you, Joseph? It's about all the persecution down through the name of in the name of Jesus Christ down through the last 2,000 years. Excellent book, Trail of Blood. Been out for quite a while. I just found that on our shelf. I said, man, we should be selling that. That's a good one. Okay, let's see. Quick question about Grand Canyon. Brother, go ahead. I'm arguing with an atheist now, know-it-all, who claims that science has tried but failed to model the Grand Canyon being created in a catastrophic event such as the flood. Well, first of all, I don't say the Grand Canyon was caused by the flood. Grand Canyon probably came 100 years after the flood. I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, is that the question? Let me go to Grand Canyon here. There. Talk about Grand Canyon for a moment. I've been there many times, studied it avidly. I taught her science 15 years. Grand Canyon, without a doubt, is a really big hole in the ground. No question. About 5 million people a year visit Grand Canyon. What are they being taught? There's a bunch of them on the platform there, lined up to get in to see Grand Canyon. People say, oh, go see Grand Canyon. It's great. The Indians dance around there. Learn geological history. That is baloney. You learn propaganda. There's no such thing as a geologic column. Okay, 2.8 mile trail. Kids go down and they're brainwashed into believing it took millions of years. I'll show you here. Come on, Scouts honor here. Come on, boys, follow me. We're going to go down here and we're going to see all these plaques that tell you how old this is. Trail of time at the Grand Canyon. By the way, I'll debate any of you park rangers anytime. Okay, you're lying to the kids. You don't know it, but you are lying to the kids. Okay, you probably really believe what you're teaching them, or you have to keep your job. You walk down the trail and they got these markers every so often. Oh, this is 1,800 million years ago, 1.8 billion. Whoa. Okay. You go down this trail and they got all these markers. Pure baloney. They have the different layers of the canyon marked off. There's the river way at the bottom down there. Okay. Here's all the layers. We have all the sandstone and limestone formations and all that stuff. Kaibab limestone. Notice there's limestone in here quite a few times. Red Wall limestone, Temple Butte limestone, Mauve limestone. How do you tell the difference? Oh, by the fossils. I understand. Yeah. It's your stupid geologic column in the fossil. Okay, shale. Let's see. I've got a bunch of stuff on that. I'm going to get up to my short answer to your question, okay? Get my video number 4, lies in the textbooks, for a whole lot more. What I'm skipping here now is all on there, okay? Let's see, sedimentary rock, Pennsylvania formation. Let's see. All the layers we see are sedimentary rock, and there's no erosion marks between them, and there's no soil buildup between them. These layers didn't sit there for millions of years waiting for the next one to land. Each of them was deposited a few hours or a few days apart. Each tidal pumping would cause that. Let's see. 1 year of Noah's flood did all this, including the twisting of the sediments. Oh, hey, I made some layers behind me, Joseph. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
Each one is different age. It took millions of years to form. Let's see. Let's see how many million years it takes. Nope, can't see it there. Okay. See how many million years it takes now to make these layers. Okay. Quartzite, sedimentary rock. Let's see. I don't want to go through all that. Textbook says over millions of years, the Colorado River carved the Grand Canyon from solid rock. This is baloney. It's a fact Grand Canyon exists. It is not a fact it took millions of years. There's the evolutionist interpretation and the creationist interpretation. Evolutionists say it formed slowly by a little water and lots of time. Creationists say it formed quickly by lots of water and a little bit of time. And the evolutionists are always trying to erase the line between their theory and the fact. And they try to ignore the creation point of view, okay? There are nearly 40 major sedimentary rock layers exposed in Grand Canyon. Colorado River cut through layer upon layer of rock over millions of years. Yep. Exposing fossils long buried. This is the story they teach. It's in, I got, how many earth science textbooks do I have? 50 of them probably. It's in all of them. Fossils are usually found in sedimentary rock because lower sedimentary rock layers are older than upper rock layers. Really? Joseph, can you play that video, Experiments in Stratification?
Not right now. I can't tomorrow night.
Okay, tomorrow night.
I put up 2 shorts on it that show exactly this on it.
There are 2 shorts on our channel about the experiments in stratification. The layers form sideways as the water's going back and forth with the tide from the Earth spinning under the moon's gravity, pulling the tide up and down, called tidal pumping. All the layers form sideways. And you can have a layer on top that's older, a fossil on top, that's older than one on the bottom. Watch the video. Colorado River cut through layer upon layer of rock over millions of years. Is this a fact or is this an interpretation of the fact? The fact is Grand Canyon is there. See, Grand Canyon is a washed out dam, a really, really big one. When I took the helicopter ride to the bottom, we got there and the guide said, folks, we just went back 300 million years. I looked at my watch. It was the same day. I said, I want my money back. Washed out dam. Happens all the time. It says you look back through hundreds of millions of years. No, you don't. You look down in a hole in the dirt. All the layers exist today, okay? The same date at the bottom as it is at the top. If we plugged up Grand Canyon, a large lake would form behind it. Some of the water from Wyoming actually drains through Grand Canyon. It's a huge drainage basin. There's Grand Canyon right there. There's Grand Canyon right there, okay? Grand Canyon is a gash right across the Kaibab Plateau. The Kaibab Plateau is a ridge like a wrinkle in your carpet. It goes all the way across Arizona. And it's, well, I'll show you the actual stats on it. There we go, Grand Canyon. The snow line in this photo tells the story. You know, snow line is above a certain elevation, it'll freeze and stick to the ground. So the river enters the canyon at 2,800 feet above sea level. The top of the canyon is 69 to 8,500 feet above sea level. It exits the canyon at 1,800 feet. So the river flows downhill 1,000 feet. No question. Everybody agrees on all these facts. Okay, if you plugged up Grand Canyon, a big lake would fill up behind. It would become a dam. The river flows down about 277 miles, comes out the other side. See, the ground slopes up to the top of Grand Canyon, 7,000 or 8,000 foot elevation. The river enters the canyon at 2,800 and goes downhill from there. Some facts to consider about Grand Canyon. The top is higher than the bottom. How many can figure that out with no help? Okay. The river runs through the bottom. Okay. The top is higher than where the river enters the canyon by over 4,000 feet. See, the top is higher than the bottom. for you, visually challenged folks, okay? The top is higher than the bottom. Rivers don't flow uphill in Arizona. There's no delta. Where's all the mud that washed out? That river did not make that canyon. Grand Canyon is a washed out dam. Get the book In the Beginning by Walt Brown. Yeah, right here. I think it's out of print, but you can find them online. And we don't have any to sell. I mean, but excellent book. In the Beginning, Walt Brown. He goes through all the details on this. Grand Canyon is a washed out dam. Washed out probably in a few weeks, not millions of years. That book, we used to sell it from CSE, $39, but I guess they're out. So here is Monument Valley in the middle of what used to be the lake. See, if you plugged up Grand Canyon, those lakes would form again right now, clear back to Colorado. Monument Valley. What is this? Well, that's all these monuments sticking up. See, if the lake is draining rapidly, it's going to leave behind exactly that right there, isn't it? Yeah. Kaibab Plateau. See, when Grand Lake got too full, it would go over the top, like any lake does when it gets too full, and start eroding the other side. And the erosion would eat its way backwards. While the water's flowing one way, the erosion goes the other way. Grand Canyon is a washed out dam. Happens all the time. Dams wash out. Teton Dam failed in 1976, made a huge gash of another canyon. There's a Teton Dam failure in 1976 in Idaho. Just Google dams that fail. It happens all the time. Let's see, this one is there's Repton, down in right there. There's where, what is this one? Oh, Highway 84 going to Monroeville. Yeah, you go west of Repton about 2 miles, where our weapons are mailing address. Right here on Highway 84 going to Monroeville, where you can turn off 136 to go to Excel, Florida, if you want, Excel, Alabama. These folks had a problem. See if you can see what happened. Anybody want to guess what happened to their dam? Took millions of years. No. It had a weak spot, got too full, went over the top and washed out a crack and lost the whole lake, probably in a couple hours. Anybody want to guess what happened here on the north side of Bruton, Alabama? Same thing. This kind of stuff happens all the time. When a dam washes out, it doesn't take millions of years. The Tomsauk Reservoir in St. Louis is huge. There's a guy standing next to it. Most people start off building their marriage strong to last a long time. The dam was built to last a long time, but it failed, okay? It got too full. The Tomsauk Reservoir got too full in 2005. You can Google all this. It started eroding over the side. Overtopping depth of 1 inch. Started nicking the side of there. Then, now it's overflowing. 15 feet of flow to begin sweeping away the remaining embankment. So there it is at 5:09 a.m. It cut a niche. At 5:15 a.m., what's that, 6 minutes later, it had the niche getting bigger. Finally, the whole thing collapsed. 1.5 billion gallons of water lost in 10 minutes. December 2005. 10 minutes. The water carried debris and became liquid sandpaper, for lack of a better term, abrasive water full of sand and gravel, and it carved a Grand Canyon, miniature Grand Canyon, down the side of the hill in minutes. The Grand Canyon that we see in Arizona did not take millions of years. The river flows through the bottom of it. It washed out to that level probably in a few weeks, certainly not millions of years. Grand Canyon's a washed out spillway. Almost all rivers, when they come together all across the world, they come together at less than 90 degrees, typical river pattern. If you look at the Mississippi, when the rivers come together, the Ohio and all that, they join up and keep going the same general direction. It's called an acute angle, less than 90 degrees. Well, Grand Canyon has normal river patterns down here. They join at less than 90 degrees. But on the northeast side, they're going backwards. The rivers flow north, hit the channel, and turn around and come the other way. Almost like a lake was draining, and the water's running off the dam, hits the main channel, turns around, and comes back. Barbed canyons. Interesting. Can these rocks tell a story? Yeah. There's no erosion between them, the layers. and there's no soil buildup, no roots, no trees. The layers each formed in a few hours. And then probably Grand Canyon over the river overtopped Grand Canyon, where Grand Canyon is now, maybe pick a number, 100 years after the flood. And by then, the top 50 feet or so would be hardened into rock. It's all sedimentary, which means it was all mud at one time. Well, if the top 50 feet made a crust, the river would take a while to cut through that crust. But once it gets to the soft part, take days to erode it all away. Colorado River cut through layer upon layer of rock over millions of years. That is called baloney. That river did not make that canyon. Grand Canyon was formed in a short time as the lake overflowed. Okay? Does that answer the guy's question? If not, call in for a debate. Okay? Take you on anytime. Okay? Got some more there, Joseph?
I mean, I got some questions coming in. You want to touch
Sure,
on
sure. I got a whole bunch ready to go too, but go ahead. What do you got? Is the ark being constructed with biblical methods? No, we're using power tools and electricity. Noah might have too. I don't know. Aren't the ages they claim to make the Grand Canyon enough time to erode the whole continent? Yeah. We know the continents are eroding down and they're carrying mud into the oceans and the deltas are growing larger. I cover all that on video number 1. Different ways to prove the earth cannot be billions of years old. It just can't be. There you go. Seminar part. Get the whole seminar, $50. Rainwater from a gutter downspout can erode concrete in a couple of years. I agree. Especially if it's get abrasive stuff with it. Thanks for the phone call. Well, Clay, you're welcome. I made about 412 calls this morning, so whichever one you were, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Question: What do you think? Why do you think people before the flood were around 12 feet tall? I think there's overwhelming evidence from lots of sources that there were giants in the earth. Maybe everybody was average 12 feet tall. Get the books. How many books do we have on giants, Joseph? Put some up there, okay? Joe Taylor's book is great. They find all kinds of buildings with, 12 and 15-foot doorways. What do you need that for? There's a lot of evidence. This is not something not a hill I want to die on, but I think there's a lot of evidence that people were much bigger before the flood. Maybe it was standard to be 12 feet tall. Okay, we covered that the other night. Showed all the books I've got. They're in the Science Center now. Thanks for your content. Do you think hell is in the center of the earth? I do believe. I don't think I could prove that. The Bible does talk about hell being in the earth. I believe. I can't think of the verse right now, but. With a rich man and Lazarus. He died and they could see each other and talk to each other, Luke 16. So the rich man went to paradise. Lazarus went to paradise. The rich man went to hell. They could see each other and talk to each other. But he said, there's a great gulf between them. I can't get over there. He said, send Lazarus to my father's house. They tell them not to come here. So what did I cover that on? Seminar part 7, I think, of my video series 7. About the hell is a temporary holding place until Judgment Day. If you can see the chart behind me here, there's going to be a 1,000-year reign of Christ, called the Day of the Lord. At the end of that is the Great White Throne Judgment. That is different than the judgment seat of Christ. Got a hair on my lip here. Judgment seat of Christ is only for Christians, and it's only to determine what kind of rewards you get. Gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble. It's not to determine if you go to heaven. You're already going. You cannot lose your salvation. The judgment is to see, do you lose your rewards? Because some people do a lot of good for the Lord for the wrong reason. So they're going to be rewarded with a bale of hay. Yeah, and it's going to get tested by fire. Guess how long that's going to last? So what's your motive behind what you do? That's what's going to be tested that day. But then the Great White Throne Judgment is to determine the level of punishment for the lost, how much punishment they get. And then death and hell are cast into the lake of fire. See, that's in, I'll read the verses to you down here. Matthew 7:2, Matthew 13:40, Matthew 25:41, Mark 9:40, 2 Peter 2:4, Revelation 20. You can get the whole chart for $10, okay? It's got a lot of stuff in there. So the lake of fire apparently has levels of torment, levels of punishment. Jesus said it shall be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah than for you in that day. What does that mean? I mean, some places are less tolerable, some are more tolerable. Okay? Okay, go ahead, brother. What do you think about what they're up to with CERN and AI and the mark of the beast? Martin, it's coming like a freight train. It's all prophesied. It's going to happen. Nothing you can do to stop it except get busy winning souls. Oh, turn the mic this way. Yeah, okay. I like that dinosaur holder for the mic, brother. I don't think anybody else has one of those, do they? We should patent it. Yeah, Martin, I would be concerned. It's coming. They're ready for the mark of the beast. I'd watch what happens this Saturday because the Democrats have shut everything down. There have been about 13 attempts to reopen the government, and the Democrats have voted all no, 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 no. They want this shutdown. They want the riots. They want an excuse for more government intervention. Yeah, big government's their goal. Okay, we just started watching you in homeschool group in Colorado. Thank you so much for your truth. Well, thank you, Ange. Appreciate that. Spread it around. Tell everybody about it. Let's see, Dalton. May I speak to you just about starting a ministry? Not trying to take up your time. Just wanted to, sure. Dalton, call me anytime. 855 Big Dino, extension 3, and I answer when I can. Okay, I got how many messages waiting for me tonight? You had 7, and I had 8 or 9 more, so I probably got 15 or so. I try to get them. I want that on my tombstone. I tried to answer your call. Eddie, sorry for the off topic. I've tried ordering Roland Rasmussen's book. Joseph, you couldn't get it either, could you?
No, it's hard to find.
Hard to find.
Yeah. He might be the guy to email it. Somebody wants to get it from us, which I wouldn't do. But
Yeah.
he wants to put it online as a digital copy. But I think he's going to.
It's go to Canoga Park, California, Canoga Park Baptist Church, and talk to Roland Rasmussen's son. I forget his name now, but I preached at the church a couple times. He probably would. They may have it in digital format to download it digitally. I don't know, but it's an excellent book. Mine is actually better, But yeah, what on earth is about to happen? I cover a lot of the same things, and what's coming? $100. That's for the whole DVD series, 22 hours or 21 hours, whatever it is, and the chart and all that stuff. Okay, Ange, what do you think about the North and South Pole theories? Someone's opinion that North Mountain being the holy place and South is pretty much hell. I don't believe that at all. Okay. They say no one's allowed. No, they don't allow people to go to the South Pole because they always get in trouble and call to be rescued. It costs $40 million to go get them because they're stupid and they didn't bring their long underwear. That's the only reason, okay? Italy, buongiorno. Let's see, Avigimino. I used to know a little Italian, but he grew taller, so now okay. Did anyone try to use butterflies as proof for evolution? One thing turned out, no. That is part of the DNA code to go from the pupa to the caterpillar to you go into the pupa stage and then come out as a butterfly or moth. That's a design. That's amazing design. That's not evolution at all. They're using that for evidence. They're really getting desperate, okay? Is there ground for the idea that new information can be gained in the genome? There's no evidence for that. There's no evidence for it at all. All mutations combine existing information. It's like if you had a book, say you take an ordinary book and you run it through a computer and then you make typographical errors. Is there a chance the typographical errors will improve the book? No. The code to make you would go from here across the solar system twice. You guys do computer programming. If there are all those billions of lines of code, what are the chances that a mistake in the line of code would simply shut down the program? Is it possible for a couple of lines to shut it down? Yeah. There you go. No, there's no chance of evolution being true. None. Okay. I've got, where did I go here? Let me get, okay. What's the checkmate argument to prove Jesus is God to a Muslim? Well, this is not something I deal with all the time, but in the Quran, it says that the Bible is perfect. And in the Bible, it says Jesus was God. Lots of places. This whole video is just about that. He claimed to be God. Okay. He said before Abraham was, I am. Oh, the Jews took up stones to stone him because he's claiming to be God. They knew he was claiming to be God. 1 John 5:7 in a King James. Don't get any other version but a King James. 1 John 5:7. He's God. Okay. John 1 says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. You skip down to verse 12 and it says, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Well, there it is. That's Jesus. So there are dozens of references in the Bible that absolutely prove Jesus was God in the flesh. And because the Quran says the Bible is perfect, then they got a real problem. Yep. Creationists say evolution cannot cause an increase in information. Creationists get by with this claim only by leaving the term information undefined. Well, crybaby. You're desperate, aren't you? Okay. You believe trillions and trillions of bits of information happen by chance. And now you're wanting to put the burden of proof on us. You're really desperate. Okay. See crybaby up there? Is that pretty cool or what? Somebody gave us. It says creationist crybaby on the pacifier. Well, okay. What is the information? Let's use computer code as an example. If you were going to have a robot build a car, would you have to feed a whole bunch of information in lines of code into that robot to know how to move and do this and tighten this screw and all this kind of stuff? Yeah. The information to build a human is phenomenal. Trillions, quadrillions, quintillions, sextillions lines of code to make a human. And it repairs itself. If you want to believe it happened by chance, and I know you do want to believe that, okay, but don't call it science. It is science fiction. It's a religion. That's all it is. May God bless you with many more years of bringing truth to all who listen. I've enjoyed listening to you. Good. Thank you. Appreciate that, Josh. Yes. I fully intend to make dying the last thing I do. So that's the plan. Okay. That's it. Good. My throat hurts. Okay. See you tomorrow night. Same thing. You brave. After the show tomorrow night. And before that, we're going to have some activities for our staff. If you want to come on down. See you then. Bye.